Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today. Just a quick reminder before we get started, only the speakers will be on screen for this session, so no need to share your audio and video. You'll definitely have a chance to get on screen and interact later in the action groups. Please feel free to use the chat for discussion and questions. We'll have time for Q&A later in the session. And just please be sure to use the session chat and not the event chat so we can stay in our group here. As we've all seen over the past several months, the COVID-19 pandemic has called for social distancing, limiting or eliminating in-person gatherings, indoor venue closures, and more. That has certainly affected us at Park Pride, and we know it's affected you as well. During this panel, we'll hear about some of the creative ways our partners have adapted during the pandemic to continue activating their parks and engaging their supporters. I'm your moderator, Sabina Kasumova, Public Engagement Specialist at Park Pride. I'm joined by our two panelists, Melody Harclerode from Blue Heron Nature Preserve and Sandy Kruger from the Olmsted Linear Parks Alliance. In my own role at Park Pride, hey everyone, good morning. We're so thankful to have you all here. We're very glad to hear about this amazing discussion today. So in my own role at Park Pride, I am working specifically on Activate ATL, Recreation and Parks for All. The City of Atlanta Department of Parks and Recreation, brand new 10-year comprehensive master plan. I'd always like to take a moment to show off my shirt here. We're very proud of them, so I always got to do that. So the purpose of Activate ATL is to lay out a series of recommendations for the future of Atlanta's recreation and parks and to work to implement that vision for Atlanta over the next 10 years. Public input helps us decide what upgrades to invest in, what new classes to offer, and where to add new green spaces for you to enjoy. Equity is a driving force of Activate ATL and is designed to further Mayor Bottom's vision for One Atlanta, where all Atlanta residents will have equitable access to high-quality parks and recreational activities. After some very unexpected hurdles, we ended up publicly launching the project in June 2020, once we adapted our community engagement campaign to feature all virtual strategies. We invested a tremendous amount of time and resources to incorporate so many ways for the public to share their opinions virtually and help to activate ATL, including a statistically valid survey, an online survey that got nearly 1,900 responses. Our project website, activate-atl.com, and I'll put those links in the chat. Our new app, Happy Feet-Atlanta Parks, 27 focus groups, 250 lawn signs in parks, SUFA pedestrian signs, radio and print media, 23,000 direct mailed postcards, 100 giveaway packages, social media, e-newsletters, 16 community member videos, and so much more. We communicated with all NPUs and neighborhood organizations virtually to help spread the word about Activate ATL. And we also live streamed 12 virtual public input meetings, working with DPR leadership staff to share info, watch videos, highlight different areas of the city, do live polling and live Q&A. Two of these meetings were actually in all Spanish, and we worked closely with Welcoming Atlanta and Latinx organizations in our efforts to be language inclusive. We also worked with Children in Nature Network and Atlanta Public Schools to support youth outreach, and we collected paper surveys from our unsheltered population in parks. A lot of our techniques, here I see we're having a little bit of difficulty. I'm going to scoot in. You can hear me okay, wonderful, Ellen. Yep, so if there's anything, I appreciate you letting me know in the chat. Thank you. Almost, I always scoot in a little closer to the computer. So a lot of our techniques incorporated non-virtual outreach and low-tech ways to provide input in order to ensure that people without access to technology can still learn about Activate ATL and reach us directly. It is so important to create the opportunity for everyone to provide input and remove any potential barriers to engagement. If you have any questions about our public engagement campaign, I would love if you would reach out to me directly. And if you haven't already, it would be great if you could visit activate-atl.com, where you can sign up for our e-newsletter, check out our YouTube channel, find out about all things Activate ATL, and download our app, Happy Feet-Atlanta Parks. We are now in the process of developing a vision for the next 10 years of Atlanta's recreation and parks, and we'll come back to the public with this vision in spring 2021 to invite further feedback. And we actually have a new image-based survey that's live now as well. And so we hope you will connect with us. Thanks so much. I know that was a lot. Our two speakers today also have some amazing insights on what has worked for them with virtual engagement. So let's jump right in. Melody, could you please tell us a little bit about yourself and your organization?
Yes, my name is Melody Harclerode. I'm an architect, a writer, a lover of outdoors, and I have the great honor of being the executive director of Blue Heron Nature Preserve. We are a 30-acre oasis of education, conservation, and the arts. We serve not just Atlanta, but we serve the region through our great innovative initiatives and programs.
That is awesome. Thank you so much for sharing, and we look forward to finding out more. Sandy, could you also please tell us a little bit about yourself and your organization?
Yes, good morning. And I just want to, first of all, say thank you to Park Pride for giving me this opportunity. This is great. I always love to participate in these sessions. So just appreciate the platform. So I am Sandy Kruger. I am the executive director for Olmsted Linear Park. Olmsted Linear Park is a 45-acre green space and old growth forest within the Druid Hills community in Midtown Atlanta. And we were designed and implemented by Frederick Olmsted Sr. And well, his sons actually finished the project, but Olmsted Sr. was definitely the design conceptor. But in any event, I've been involved with the Alliance for the last 10 years. I am a Georgia native. I've been here I was born at Crawford Lawn, so I've seen a lot of changes in Atlanta. And I just am excited and very optimistic about what Park Pride is doing, what the City of Atlanta is doing. Activate Atlanta, ATL is a great project, and I look forward to working with you through the process and seeing all the great things that's going to be done. So.
Well, that's fantastic. Thank you so much, Sandy. And we're so glad to have both of you here today and so appreciative of your time and sharing your amazing insights. So thank you so much again. So let's dive right in. My first question is for both of you. So generally speaking, how have you adapted your engagement strategies during COVID-19? Sandy, do you want to kick us off on this one?
Oh, sure. Yes, it has been challenging and has definitely made us think outside the box. And it is amazing how creative and innovative people can be when they are pushed to do so. I think Rosa McHugh in the chat earlier, she said it's been challenging or it's been tough, but there have been some silver linings. And I think those silver linings are the fact that we've been pushed out of our complacency to think about the things that we can do just on a very broader scale. And I just want to commend everyone for that. I think that you can applaud yourself and pat yourself on the back because I think all of us have done some amazing things. So thank you. But for OPA, for the Alliance, we've increased our engagement with our constituency we have more board meetings, we have more committee meetings, we ramped up our social media, we have implemented we have a texting platform now, so you can text and donate to our organization. And we have been able to safely and socially distancing increase our volunteer work days, which has been amazing. So now we have 2 work days a month. And yesterday, I had a crew out there in Delwood, and we mulched almost the entire park of Delwood. So it was a great feat. And we're just increasing our planning, for 2021 and 2022, because as you may or may not know, we will be celebrating Olmsted's bicentennial birthday in 2022. This is just not an Atlanta or a Druid Hills event. This is a national event. So you will be hearing more about, I know Michael has been sitting on some of the planning sessions. So you'll be hearing more about those events. And we're very excited about the possibilities and the events that will be coming out of that. So.
That is awesome. Definitely a story of adaptability for sure.
Yes.
And so thank you for sharing. Melody, could you also please share about how you have generally adapted your engagement strategies during COVID-19?
Yes, just like, so much of the city and the region, have definitely been mindful about health and safety, and at the same time, being innovative in how we promoted our mission, which is to connect, the public to nature through education, conservation, and the arts. While we had to go virtual with our camps, we also decided to, be creative in some of our initiatives. We instituted a Spread Your Wings campaign. People may not realize this, but the great blue heron actually has an average wingspan of 6 feet. So you will see beautiful banners around blue heron that enliven, our beautiful green space with color, but a powerful message, because safety and health is supremely important. At the same time, we actually instituted these beautiful activity bags that parents could buy, with little backpacks that included games, activities that they could do at Blue Heron or in the luxury of their their own backyards. At the same time, because we have arts and they are sprinkled beautifully and delicately around Blue Heron, we instituted our Art of Nature program, and so we had so many beautiful exhibits that just received so much praise and affection. Our volunteers, just as Sandy said, volunteerism continued in terms of it's being safe, smaller numbers. And so we've also had cleanups and instituted some projects. Blue Heron is looking as beautiful as ever. You'll see handrails, more boardwalk. We've added to, our beautiful assets at Blue Heron. And so, again, we've been responsible, we've been safe, but we've been creative and innovative. And as Sandy's saying, we've seen more visitors than ever at Blue Heron. And I think it's also, again, through, with Heart Pride, been able to have these projects, again, that have really helped our community to serve, our public better.
That is also inspiring, and definitely I love the analogy of finding the silver lining in it, because really it's a story of being resilient and adaptable and overcoming these obstacles. So thank you all so much for sharing, and I would love to take a deeper dive into some of these details. Melody, could you tell us about a specific socially distanced event or initiative that you've done this year that you're particularly proud of?
Yes. As Sandy had mentioned about, we've had to be innovative and creative. Years ago, actually, in about August 2018, a group of green space organizations, we came together just to, network, to talk, to tour each other's green spaces, just to have a wonderful time. And I think some of these green space organizations may be on this event, joining this event. And so when COVID came, we decided that we needed to do something together, because the issue of the pandemic is such that we can work together for solutions and to help each other. And so since June 2020, I've led this exciting initiative, joining hands with green space organizations, including Chastain Park Conservancy, Livable Buckhead, Dunwoody Nature Center. I can't express enough my thanks to Debbie Griffin at Dunwoody Nature Center, and Anna Sharp with Livable Buckhead, and again other green spaces, even north to Chattahoochee Nature Center. So the 10 of us started an initiative called Hikes for Health Challenge. And it really grabbed the attention of the retailer REI, and most recently Kaiser Permanente. So since our launch in August, we've had over 1,000 people. We're now at 1,050 who have registered, making the commitment to hike, jog, walk 10 trails in 10 local green spaces over 10 months. And we're really excited because, as Michael alluded to, hikes, our trails have the power of mental health, physical health, and I would say community health and our own sort of spiritual health. So trails, we've been really excited. This is an initiative that has, captured not just our local green spaces and getting people to come to Blue Heron, but we're also connecting with our friends and organizations beyond.
That is awesome, Melody. Thank you so much. And I know you sent over some fantastic photos that I'd love to screen share here. And although Ansley and Jan, we love seeing your beautiful faces, there is a limitation where we can't have as many people on camera for me to screen share. So if I could just ask you both to hit the leave button. It's not going to actually have you leave the session. It's just going to turn your camera off. Oh, that's awesome. So let me see. Oh, there we go. I'm going to be able, thank you all so much for doing that. My apologies. I didn't mean to interrupt, but I definitely would love to show some of these beautiful photos here. So I know we have this one. And are you able to see this photo?
Yes, exactly. Okay, yes.
Well, let me go back to the other one. I know you had this one. So this, if you wanted to share a little bit about them, I'll go through in order.
Right. Do you have the one at the beginning? Let's see.
This one. 1 second. So this one?
There's one more, the one with the trail. Do you have that?
The one with the trail. Yes, definitely. Give me 1 second. Sorry about that. My apologies.
Oh, okay.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm going to just reboot it. Give me one moment here.
Okay. And I will just continue on. The power with Kaiser, just for those who are Kaiser members, that when you go, some of the innovative pieces, when you go into the waiting room at Kaiser Permanente and you're seeing videos, and they have videos about, of the flu, getting your shots, you're now going to see videos and images of all of the 10 green spaces. So this is Blue Heron Nature Preserve. You can see here that even though it's nestled in Buckhead, only 4 minutes away from the bustle of Buckhead and the business district, people really find serenity and tranquility because it is this little oasis. We think you're in North Georgia with this picture and in the midst of green. I mean, it is really astounding. So that's just recently, again, just where you can find tranquility, solitude, serenity, something that's so valuable with mental and physical health.
That's wonderful and so beautiful. Definitely makes you want to go out there. So later Saturday activity.
Saying kind words, and I love to write. Blue Heron makes it easy to write. It really does inspire your creativity and your love of nature.
And to take photography.
I love photography. Yes. Exactly. I'll share this with you guys. We had recently a feature with Fox 5, and Paul Milken with Good Day Atlanta came and said, I'm going to be here for 30 minutes, me and my photographer. We're going to take some photos. And Paul stayed there for 2 hours. He was a kid in the candy store taking photos and just being, going off the trail. And so this, what you see is typical. You'll see a lot of people taking pictures and again, being in the midst, immersed in nature.
It's wonderful. And I know we have 2 more great photos to show. So I'm going to go through them. We have another photo of being definitely immersed in nature.
Exactly. And I was sharing this. The great thing about Hikes for Health is that,
here, I can pull it back up again. I was going to go to the poster.
Oh, yeah, okay, great. That's what I was going to say now, because again, Hikes for Health is not just Blue Heron. Blue Heron, we're trying to connect with our other friends. Here it is. So this is our poster, and you can see our wonderful friends. We are geographically, widespread. You can see Blue Heron, but again, our friends Chastain around the corner, and then Chattahoochee Nature, the Parks Conservancy, Chattahoochee Nature Center. We've got Parks Cobb County. So our friends at Hyde Farm are connected with this initiative. Dunwoody Nature Center, Livable Buckhead, the Friends of Lost Corner, that's in Sandy Springs, a fine jewel there, and Peachtree Greenway, Greenway, and then Sandy Springs Conservancy. So all of us joining hands with REI, Kaiser Permanente, we've received, more traffic, and again, promoting the power, just on a practical standpoint. Kaiser has 300,000 members in their network. And so videos when they're in the waiting room, health initiatives taking place with Kaiser for them to be aware of these beautiful 10 green spaces. We're just so delighted. And again, this for people who haven't been to Blue Heron, and you can show this last picture, where you see where our art that is, we have permanent collections, temporary collections of art. And so here's a collection right here, but we're so proud of our art, our ongoing art program. We have an artist in resident program. And so she's actually working on her permanent piece as well. So you get to see those parks. It's like a menu with green space. It's like if you're in the mood for, Chinese, if you're in the mood for Italian, it's all good. And that's what I think the beauty of the Hikes for Health Challenge is, that you get to see these all good green spaces and feel wonderful experiences because they're all good.
That is beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing that, Melody. And those great photos are really gorgeous. It definitely gets you in the mood to go out and explore the area. So that is amazing. Thank you, Melody. And Sandy, same question. We would love to hear from you as well. If you could please share some thoughts on what I'm so sorry about that, about a specific socially distanced event or initiative that you've done this year that you're particularly proud of.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Thank you. And I enjoyed hearing about the Blue Heron. I'm online now. I'm going to sign up for that challenge. So the Olmsted Linear Park Lions, we host what we call Picnic in the Park. It's a community event each fall. And it's just it's not a big, it's a friend raiser. It's a community raiser. It's a way for the folks to come and just enjoy the vast green outdoors and being in nature and hearing some music. Restaurants sometimes donate their some dishes, small plates and things. And in the past, it's been a really nice event and a way to share the park with the community and get to know our new neighbors, right? So couldn't do that this year. We had to hit the reset button and say, okay, well, what can we do? And our committees got together and they said, this year it's going to be about giving back to our community that has given us so much. The restaurants, businesses, we know they're struggling. We know that they need some help and they're looking for their neighbors and community to step in and see how they can, afloat during this time, correct? So we settled on Picnic in the Park to go. And we worked with a caterer that, in normal times they cater our host committee for the gala. And it's the host committee has a party every year. It's just to kind of celebrate those donors and that constituency. And they had to shut down their kitchen because they lost all of their catering business. Mm-hmm. So we went to them and said, how can we help? This is Picnic in the Park to go. How do you see that working? So they agreed to put together these small little picnic grazing boxes for us. And it was a great event. I mean, it was everyone was so responsive and it was a lot of fun. Decatur Package Store put some wine pairings for us. And they let us set up our tents. So then Movable Feast brought their grazing boxes and we put together some little packages with hand sanitizer and T-shirts and all kinds of just a little stuff to help their picnic go a little bit better. So, and everyone had fun with it. We had a great response. They either went to the park and had their picnic with their, socially distanced, of course, with their friends, or they took it back to their backyard. Here is some of our constituency having fun with their kids in the park. That's Darwood. And the little sanitizers that we put in their bags. And the cool thing about this movable feast grazing box is they put a QR code in the inside so that you could scan it, and popped up the picnic in the park menu, if you see that. And so you could see exactly what you were eating, where it was sourced from, because it's all locally sourced, of course. And and those are the 3 wine pairings that we had from Decatur Package Store. So it was just a great way to get the community involved, engage our constituency, and we actually made some new friends, which was really great. And these are just a few fall photos of the park I thought I would share with you. Sydney Thompson, who is one of my board members, she's also a landscape architect, but she and I went out to some of the restaurants and purchased some gift cards.
Vanessa, my apologies. If we could just have you, click the leave session icon. Although we do love seeing your beautiful face, it's always great to see our friends of the park. Thank you. Apologies.
Anyway, Sydney and I, we approached some of our restaurants in the community that normally give gift cards to our silent auction, the gala. We went and bought gift cards from them to put into a raffle. And one of the businesses that we purchased a gift card from, he matched that gift card with, it was a 50-50 match. And I was like, wow. So we're here trying, we want to do something for you, and you're continuing to do for us. And so just such heartwarming and event and community response is just, it was really great. And we just can't thank our partners enough. A Movable Feast, that's Movable Feast Atlanta, Movable Feast ATL, and Decatur Package Store. So they had fun with it. It was a Saturday afternoon, and we were in the package store parking lot, and so people could swoop by, socially distanced, mask, pick up their grazing picnic, and then get their wine, and then go to the park. So yeah.
Wonderful. That is awesome. Thank you both so much for sharing. And I got hungry just looking at that.
It looks so joyful, Sandy. I mean, seriously, congratulations.
Thank you, and same to you. We have some really beautiful green spaces, and in Deep Dean, if you haven't been to Deep Dean yet, this fall, please go. The colors are beautiful, and the trails. We've been talking about an uptick in visitor rate. We have seen. I'm not sure the park has ever seen so many visitors, which is great because it brings awareness to the park. But it also means, a lot more maintenance. But that's okay because we've got a great team, and so it's all good.
That is awesome. Thank you all so much. And I know we're coming up on our last 8 minutes here. So just a reminder, thank you for everyone for participating in the session today. And if you have any questions at all, we'll do a little Q&A. So feel free to put them in the chat. But I will continue. I don't see that we've received any questions in the chat yet. Definitely some kudos on the environmentally friendly and biodegradables with zero waste. So love that as well. I guess I'll ask a final question in just terms of looking forward into the next year and beyond. So I guess, Melody, can you please share some thoughts about what you've learned about socially distanced engagement that you'll take with you into next year and beyond the pandemic?
Well, I want to first thank you, Sabina, Ellen, Michael, all the people at Park Pride for organizing today's event. Thank you so much for including me in this important conversation. One I would say is to still be responsible about safety, about health. Our pandemic is not over. So we want to be mindful is that, with our success to still be good stewards of our land. And so being good stewards of our land is also to be mindful about safety. We also want to continue to be creative about it, being innovative about our initiatives and being joyful. I think when you think big and you think bold and you're responsible, and I would say also to join hands, you're not in this alone. I think, Sandy was showing the power of partnerships. Heights for Health has definitely been a testimony to the power of partnerships through our neighbors close by, again, whether it's Chastain or Livable Buckhead, and even further up with Chattahoochee, and REI and Kaiser. We want to continue that mindset in terms of being creative with our partnerships. We are vigilant about moving forward responsibly with our programs. So we're excited about our educational programs, our conservation and arts program. So I would say, just in closing, is just when it comes to socially distancing engagement, being innovative, being creative, and we use the term spread your wings with our campaign. I think our challenge is to spread your wings physically and being safe, but also spread your wings organizationally and civically. Think beyond the box, being creative and joining hands. And also, I would say this also, is that our green spaces are for everyone. And so we want to be mindful in this age where we're talking about equity and justice, that we also want to be mindful that when we're creative, be mindful that our parks are for all. And that with our program, and I think we'll thrive.
It's wonderful and so inspiring. Thank you so much, Melody. And I do want to make sure that we address the question that we just got in our Q&A. But Sandy, I'd love to have you finish us off on that same question in a moment. But I see that Shelby Curlin just asked us, for small parks that are just getting started, how do you suggest going about implementing art in the park? How might we work with counties and government entities that oversee the park to reach these achievements? So Melody, I know you had been talking about art in the park and those very beautiful photos. Did you want to address that question?
Yeah, so I would say that, again, partnerships, many nonprofits may not have staff. If they do, great. Obviously, they'll know the avenue, the pathway. But if you don't, I think whether you have a volunteer or a board member who brings that knowledge and those connections. I'm an artist in my dreams. I am not an artist at heart, but we've had the luxury of having part-time and volunteer art directors. So I think partnering with those that have those connections so that they can bring their network of artists into the park, and it can be temporary. We didn't get where we are with our permanent connection, our collection overnight. It was through being, smart, responsible. Temporary exhibits can one day become permanent exhibits. So that's what I would say, is just staying engaged with the art community and finding collaborations that can build into something permanent.
That's wonderful. Thank you so much, Melody. Thanks from Shelby as well. We appreciate your thoughtful question as well. And so, Sandy, I'd love to have you close us out on that similar question. If you could please share some thoughts about what you've learned about socially distanced engagement that you'll take with you into next year and beyond the pandemic.
And I want to echo everything that Melody just said, the innovation, creativity. Don't be afraid to jump outside the box, brainstorm, and pull in your constituency. They want to get involved. That's why they support you. And reach out. As you said, just don't be confined to your own space. Really reach out and collaborate. I'm in conversations right now with some other conservancies about putting on a virtual 5K. So we'll see how that happens. So I'm excited. And, just stay engaged, look forward, just keep going, just keep the ball rolling, just look forward and know that, and take what we've learned this past year and use it, because I'm always saying, you don't know where you're going unless you know where you've been. And so just take all of those lessons that we've learned this year and use them to progress. So I think it's great. But I did want to say something about Shelby's question about how we might work with counties and government entities. Partnerships are crucial to getting your work done, and finding those those partners and collaborations is key.
Mhm.
And so make the effort, make the phone calls, show up with your mask, do whatever it takes. But they're important, and it's and you'll do great things together, I'm sure. So good luck.
That's
Thank
wonderful. You. Thank you so much, Sandy, for addressing that question as well. We appreciate it. And I don't think we could ask for a more inspirational note to end this conversation on. It's just really great to hear so much innovation and forward thinking and really finding the silver lining to look beyond and overcome obstacles and make the most out of what has been a relatively sticky situation. So just a little.